Just answering some questions on marketing. Yeah, I really recommend. That has no. But I think what I'm going to try to do. Offer the same. From what? Or help you start.
God be with you.
Alright, let's figure out where we are. So I need to go to the end. Still probably still pretty mad at us.
Peace, and we'll stay friends. Bugger off. I'm not going to forget such insolence.
Last time I did a bunch of sneaks, I had to reload, or I chose. This is a new bug that quest keep randomly.
What are you doing prowling about here?
How did we hear? Hello, friends. Thanks for watching. I'm on Twitch.
to see you.
Good morning, lad.
You're Cuba, the farmer, right?
Aye, I am. What do you want?
I'm looking for Victoria, and I thought you might know where to find her.
Why should I, of all people, know?
I hear you were quite fond of her,
Who told you that, eh?
but she sent you packing. In front of half the village.
Birds have been twittering, have they? Her husband wasn't the only one taken by the Black Death. I lost my wife, too. So I thought to myself, enough time has passed, and two can live better than one. I tried. She wasn't interested. End of story. I've no idea what she's up to now, and I don't care.
Do you have any idea what happened to her? She lives alone. Everyone around here knows that.
Everyone knows everyone around here. Miskovitz isn't a big place. Why would something happen to her?
Victoria's missing, and there's a puddle of blood at her house.
I reckon someone was jealous of them soldiers she hangs around with. What's that got to do with me?
You can't be serious. She could be injured somewhere, or even worse. And you're glad?
What goes around comes around. I have a clean conscience. To hell with that silly goose.
Nah, I'm leaving. I have better things to do than argue with you.
And don't come back.
This guy might need a tune-up. You gotta save Victoria, hopefully. So this quest, like, you do some horseshoe, like a pretty. Thought it was just fetch quest. I guess you should.
Huh? What's that?
Last time we got caught poisoning.
Oi, you! Come here! Where do you think you're going?
Into the camp, of course.
Oh, aye. They can't wait to see you. Look here. No strangers are allowed in, so turn around and sod off back to the pile of dung you crawled out of.
The Miskovitz blacksmith sent me with some horseshoes. He said they'd come in handy in the camp.
All right, you can go in, but no messing about.
That guy is dead. He's just really sleepy.
Blessings to you. What would you like? I need something repaired. I'm sorry.
Greetings. Do you need something?
Would you help me out? I'm looking for someone.
That depends. Who are you looking for?
Victoria, a girl from Miskovitz.
That's the blacksmith. The smithy is opposite the entrance in the upper part of the camp. If you don't see it, you'll hear it at least. You can't miss the banging of the hammer.
Thanks a lot. I'll ask him.
See you later.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Greetings.
I heard you have some work for a blacksmith.
That I do. But you'd have to manage more than pounding iron with a hammer. How important is it for you when working to not get dirty?
Let's just say I sometimes get a little dirt under my nails, if you get my meaning.
Very good. Let's cut to the chase then. I need you to bring me something, so that the owner of that thing does not notice you have borrowed it. Interested?
Fine. I'm in. What's involved?
As I said, I need you to bring me something. Nobody must know, and nobody must see you.
Yeah, I understand that. But what do I have to get, and from where?
Basan, one of the cumin dogs around here, has recently acquired a very lovely sword. It's called the Absolver. He got it as ransom for some knight he took captive during the conquest of Kuttenberg. You yourself must admit that such a weapon has no business being in the filthy paws of those pagans, when they don't even know how to use it. Now if I had a sword like that...
Let's see if we can hit him with some scholarly knowledge.
But humans aren't pagans.
What are you saying?
I'm telling you. They're Christians, just like you and me. Did you ever speak with them?
Do you think I understand their tongue? And that doesn't change anything anyway. I want that sword and that's the end of it.
So what do you need a blacksmith for?
You know, I'd hate for Bassan to notice his sword is gone. Can you imagine what that cumin vermin would do to me? But if you could get a good look at it, you could bring it to me and leave Bassan with a replica.
A replica?
Of course. Made of some soft iron, with coloured glass instead of gemstones. Just for looks. Bassan won't notice the difference anyway. What do you say?
Where can I find this Bassan?
Here in the camp, naturally. You'll go to the tournament enclosure, and on the left, behind it, you'll find his tent. It's white with green trim along the top.
That sounds fairly easy.
That may be, but you don't need to dawdle. Run along, and watch out for Bassan. See you later, my friend.
Good day.
What are you here for, friend?
Does the name Victoria mean anything to you?
No, should it?
She's a girl from Miskovitz. I heard she comes up here to sell things.
Ah, I know who you mean. Aye. There's a girl who shows up here every now and again. I'm no good with names, but Victoria sounds familiar.
Who did she know best around here?
She got along with the merchants, but I'd say she fancied Black the most.
Who?
A soldier from the provisioning unit. I'd say her business dealings were more of an excuse to meet with him.
Where can I find this soldier Black?
He's lying in the infirmary. He's got gut ache, and you can hear him howling halfway across the camp.
Thanks. I'll go and look for him. Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't mean it badly.
I know very well what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
My name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
You said you're an explorer.
I did indeed. I went to Holy Mecca, from the Emirate of Granada to Venice, and from there to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans, until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
Where is this Mali? And what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
That's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for, like what you can do with stone.
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from all over the world go there.
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. I was robbed and arrived in the city as a pauper. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then, and foreign customs took me by surprise. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time. But I never went back to Mecca.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men and their beautiful wives who I do not want to meet again.
What's Sigismund's court like?
I would also like to know that, my friend. But I am stuck here. One would think that the king would value physicians and sages who have traveled the world. But no. He did not even make me his personal physician. He prefers to trust your quacks and sent me here.
It's reckless to speak about Sigismund like that.
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely you will ever get a chance to complain to him.
You were in Granada? Where is that?
Go west from here until you reach the sea, then south to a place called Peninsula Iberica. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alhambra Palace is forbidden to Christians like you. It is a pity in any case. Such a beautiful and rich country, yet bathed in so much blood.
Blood?
Yes. Sultan Muhammad must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan because swords and cannons are not for me. Let others cut off heads. I can sew them back on again.
Where is Venice, in fact?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself a little. It is not far from here, on the other side of the Alps. Remember that learning is like a garden. If you do not tend it, it cannot bear fruit. Venice is an incredible city that floats on the sea, like a huge stone ship. People from all over the world go there to trade. I help them as a translator, especially for Christian envoys from Ethiopia on a pilgrimage to Rome. If only you could have seen their glorious arrival in the city. Their procession stretched from the port to the city center, and they had live leopards as a gift for the king of Venice. But I did not stay long. I, who was accustomed to the Sultan's court, being asked to live among sailors? Out of the question.
How did you come to be with the Osmans?
By complete chance. In Venice, I joined an expedition that was heading to India, but we were attacked by pirates. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan Bayezid's warship, though it did not seem like good fortune at the time. You must understand that there are not many of my countrymen among the Osmans. The last time was probably in the days of Mansa Musa. But the Sultan soon found out that I had lived among Europeans, and I could talk to all the envoys who came to him. So I became useful.
So why didn't you stay there?
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the Golden Horde, led by the butcher named Timur. I had quite enough of war in Granada. So when envoys from Hungary came to the Sultan, I managed to persuade them to take me away with them.
Why did you leave your country of birth?
That is a very personal question, and we are not that well acquainted yet. Forgive me, but I would rather not talk about it. Not now, at least.
Are you the one they call Black?
I am more like green just now.
But I need to talk to you.
And I need something for the pain. Can't you see I'm barely breathing here? Kurava, I feel like I'll burst.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's as if I'll burst at any moment or give birth to a calf. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Do you remember what the last thing you ate was?
What do you think? Some cold, watery slop from the kitchen. Like always.
Try and think about it again. I need to know details. Maybe someone wanted to poison you. But then again, maybe you did it yourself. Did you try and spice up that slop from the kitchen by adding something to it?
Jesus Christ, you're right. One fella brought some mushrooms from the forest. They looked fine, so we cut them up and added them to it. Do you think they were poisonous? They looked harmless. And when we put them in the food, it was fit to eat.
Well, it's possible I overlooked something. Is anyone else not feeling well?
No, I'm the only one. Although, one other fellow was complaining about his stomach grumbling and gurgling. But when he came back from the latrine, he was good as new.
Does it hurt when I press here?
Yes! I feel it here. Here. Oh!
It's no wonder. Your stomach's blown up like a bellows. You must have eaten something really bad.
We put some mushrooms someone found in the woods into the stew. Oh. Fuck.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely move. Oh, please. Bring it here to me.
I have something for you that should work. Drink it.
Thank you. Oh, I can feel it bubbling and gurgling inside me.
Well, are you better now?
Not yet.
To look at you, I'd say you're as fit as a fiddle. You're not as white as you were, Black.
I still feel like I got run over by a team of oxen, though. It'll be all right once I get a good meal in me. So, what did you want?
It's about Victoria, the girl from Miskovitz.
Christ almighty. That woman won't leave me alone. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
Well, I didn't come to change your mind. Why would I do that?
Well, she's tried practically everything. Complaining, screeching, threats, tears, but none of it worked.
And what was she trying to achieve?
Look, we had a bit of fun once or twice, but that was it. She just didn't get it.
Victoria's missing. Her house is empty, and no one knows where she's gone.
What do you mean she's missing? Wait, seriously?
As if the earth opened up and swallowed her. Seeing as you two used to meet up, you might have some idea where to look for her.
She didn't tell anyone? Not even the blacksmith's wife?
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of thing girls say.
Well, what were you expecting? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not far from here to the east, there's a spot we used to meet. A small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it for her, not for you. Got it?
I know. But bring her a message from me. Tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over spilt milk.
You're not a man. Hell, you're not even a human being. Maybe just a sack of shit without a grain of responsibility in you.
But
Listen, and listen good, you pustule. Either you get yourself together and take care of that girl, or I'll see to it that your little bellyache will be the least of your worries.
all right, all right. Don't get so carried away. I'll do it.
Damn right.
I think I need to stay lying down.
Henry, name that guy. Only these guys knew.
What was I thinking?
God bless you. I shall kiss your cheek so mild, and your tender little head. Rest the...
You're Victoria, right?
And who are you?
No one important. Well, it all started like this. I was supposed to bring you some horseshoes, but then...
I'm not interested in any damn horseshoes.
Wait, though. In short, I'm Henry. Black sent me to talk to you. Oh, and so did Martha from Miskovitz. They're worried something happened to you because you vanished all of a sudden. I'll accompany you back home, all right?
I don't want to go back there. Nothing good ever happened to me in that house. I want to stay with my Black. Where is he? Why didn't he come himself?
Because he's lying in the infirmary. But you don't need to worry. He'll be all right soon. I know what happened to you. I was at your house and saw... well, everything. I'm sorry, but this is no solution.
You have no idea what's going on. You don't know me at all.
Then tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you somehow. After all, talking about it will help you feel better. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Well, you already know that me and Black used to meet. But he changes his mind like the wind. First he says he wants to be with me, then that he's a soldier of the king and serving him as his priority. There's gossip in the village that I'm the camp whore who'll sleep with anyone for a handful of grain. Whenever I left to go up there, they'd shout at me not to come back. And then I found out that I'm with child.
So you cut yourself?
Yes, with a knife. I cut myself once or twice. But once I felt the pain and saw the blood, I came to my senses. I wiped off the blood with an apron and my skirt, but it was everywhere. I couldn't bear to look at it, so I ran away. Here.
And that blood on the floor in your house?
I was desperate. I picked some herbs to make a decoction to get rid of it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I said to myself, I'd rather die with my child than kill it and go on living.
And Black is the father of your child?
Of course. The villagers think I sleep with half the camp, but it can't be anyone else's but his, as God as my witness.
Thanks for confiding in me. You've had a difficult time.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Please tell me what you know about my Black.
You know what would be best? If you just forgot about Black and everything that happened between you two.
Seriously? Why?
Because he might have promised you the moon, but all he really wanted to do was have a bit of fun. He told me himself he's not interested in you.
What? But...
Well, you're not going to let this destroy you, are you? He's just scum.
You might be right. I've already lost one man. I'm not going to cry over another who doesn't even deserve it. For a while, I started to believe I'd no longer have to live hand to mouth, to do the worst work imaginable just to get a few crumbs. And now I should settle for one of those village donkeys. I can barely feed myself, let alone anyone else.
Don't take this the wrong way, but maybe it'd be best if you simply left the village. There's nothing keeping you there.
But I don't have anywhere else to go.
I might know of a place.
Oh? Where would that be?
Not far from here is a tavern. It's called the Devil's Den. I'm sure they'd find work for you there, and nobody will be interested in your history.
I've heard of that place, and what I've heard wasn't very nice. Thieves and poachers hang out there.
Well, it's not a place fit for a royal banquet, but if you weren't afraid in a camp full of soldiers, you'll be fine there. All they'll want you to do is serve cold beer and hot food. You just have to be a little careful. Don't let them push you around, and you'll be in no danger.
I know how to put my foot down. I'm not afraid of hard work. And right now, some hot food and a dry place to sleep are all I need to be happy.
So you don't want to go back to Miskovitz?
Just once, for the last time. I'll get a few things, and once a wagon goes by, I'll take a ride to the Devil's Den. And when the baby arrives, well, we'll make do somehow.
I'm glad to hear that. Good luck, Victoria.
Let's end the tale of
Come on, then! Stop, you fucker! You wanna try me? I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker! What do you think you're doing?
Saving your life?
And who asked you to do that? I had them right where I wanted. A little longer and they'd be done for.
Or you'd be done for? Is that what you call gratitude? Go to hell. Next time I won't bother.
What do you mean, next time? Don't you dare cross my path again. You know what? Piss off before I kick your ass at least.
Greetings. Do you need something?
I heard you hold fights here, and I'd like to know more.
What would you like to know?
Can I get involved too?
Why not? It'll be good to have some new blood, and maybe you'll learn something from each other. Do you have any experience?
Well, I haven't won any tournaments here yet, but I've knocked a few people around.
Well, you'll see if that'll be enough.
And if I manage to beat them all?
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Darling may be a bumbler, but Stanley and Tuma are no pushovers. Well, if you pull it off, you certainly won't come up short. Take care, friend.
Greetings to you.
What's new around here, innkeeper?
Well, nothing much. If there was something, I'd tell you.
I've come for my dog.
Aye, aye. Here he is, the furry beast.
What do you have for sale?
Thank you, sir. And come again.
I certainly do.
I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
I'd like to use your services.
Certainly. My baths are at your service.
I could use the company of a pretty bath maid.
Don't worry. Once my girls get there, at least for a little while.
I can't wait.
All right, but money up front.
I'll gladly pay you.
All right, then. Let's get to it. Follow me.
Next time, just... It happens! Just watch where you're going next time.
I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna try to go back and finish this Into the Underworld quest.
How was your trip?
The journey itself was great. No delays, nice weather. But I've got to say, it's a scary place out there.
Nothing but footpads and ruffians, eh? I keep saying this country needs a firm hand.
I saw that firm hand of yours with my own eyes. Some bastards burned down a farm near Nimburg.
Shit! Who was it?
I don't know, but it wasn't some rabble.
Christ. Where are the royal captains when you need them?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the royal captains, settling scores with the local lords.
Christ, that's bloody awful.
Aye, it's a strange war.
A strange and fucked up war.
Call this part of the game where he stares into space, contemplating all of the violence that he's stay alive. All right. Thanks for sticking with me, y'all. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. If you ever want to chat, I'm on Twitch.
onions for the soup?
I don't think so.
So I think AI is gonna fuck a lot of games. I guess for the simple have don't really haven't gotten that much farther. Skyrim. Skyrim came out a time ago. I think maybe GTA 6 will set the standard for that, but who knows? I think these guys, despite all the glaring bugs, done like a really good job because most games I like tap out on hours.
Just a... One beer after another.
It'll be over soon.
What now?
Greetings to you.
Here we are. Good.
In trouble again, are you? Let's fight.
You want the rough stuff? Or should I be gentle with you? Practice or real weapons, I mean?
With real weapons?
All right. How many opponents do you have in mind?
I'll make do with just you.
Get ready, then. Let's go!
And he only took one shot.
That first time wasn't just luck. You beat me again.
I gave it my all. Now you're going to say you have to go for an ale and there'll be no more fighting today.
Clever lad. You can join me if you want.
Give him the business.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Why not? And since it's you, I'll show it to you twice so you'll understand it. I've seen you fight, and you could be a bit more direct, my friend. Just forget about what it looks like, you get me? I'll show you how to take out your opponent without slitting him open from his neck to his arse. What do you say?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Aye, I can see you like long swords too, eh? So listen, the trick is about speed and surprise. After stabbing with the sword, you immediately turn it around, and while sliding, you strike the sword's pommel forward. If you do it fast enough, the opponent won't have time to move, and you'll hit him right between the eyes. And now, come and try it a few times. You could be bloody damn good.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Well, why not? And since it's you, I'll show it to you twice so you'll understand. Today, fighting with a longsword is in fashion. And why not? It's a great weapon. But in the end, it's all just a matter of taking out that bastard who's against you, isn't it? No one asks how you did it, so I'll show you this ruse of mine.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
All right, as long as you're not all thumbs, we'll get through this quick. There's nothing complicated about it. See, all you need to do is, during a deep thrust, to unexpectedly drop your right hand from the sword, and then you can get much further with your left. The opponent usually doesn't have enough time, and the tip of the sword ends up in his face like a giant stinger. Clean, fast work. And now, come and try it a few times. Well, good, eh? Let it sit for a while and you'll get it in your blood. You'll see.
Sorry, gang, I had to have to delete. Okay, so we learned some sword arts. I guess I kind of want to just see over here in this barn. I don't know if I...
My humble respects.
Oh, it's goat skin.
Oh, you pooch.
Greetings. Hey!
I'm not blood.
What do you have for sale?
That's not my blood. I guess we'll see if I can.
Put that away before you hurt someone.
We're under attack. Let's rip him a new one.
Fuck this! You wanna try me?
Get ready to leave this life.
I don't know if y'all have ever played the Fallout game, but this part from world map.
There you are. Halt!
So I guess that answers the question if we're still on site in Coop.
I'll shove steel up your ass.
Suck my cock!
You want to try me? It's a wonder you're still standing. You should have yielded. Now we'll display your corpse on the pillory.
Ah, mein Gott.
I'll smash your face.
I hope.
Ah! No!
Not looking too.
I'll go and have a look.
Now you'll see that crime doesn't pay.
I think what we're gonna have to do is like
I bought a lovely U-bow the other day for a...
I say to give old boy the business again.
Let's fight.
What would you prefer?
Practice fight is enough for me.
And what's your weapon of choice?
Greetings to you too.
Let's fight.
Look, I can't now, Henry. Stop by when...
Still drunk? Or you getting drunk again? No way to know.
I guess it'd be cool if like NPCs had more flexibility.
Good doggy, good boy.
Why do they call you the Dry Devil, anyway?
Why do they call...
But they don't...
All right, and my... It's certainly catchier than his grace. That name wouldn't...
Let's fight.
You want the rough stuff? Or should I be gentle with you? Yeah. Practice or real weapons, I mean?
I want to try a fight with real weapons.
All right. How many opponents do you have in mind?
I'll make do with just you.
All right. Let's get started. Come on, then! Oh, God. That first time was...
Aye. I'd like to learn it.
Sir, today, but in the... No one... All right.
I'm gonna zoom through these since I already after my
Good.
I'd like to learn a new...
Why not? I've seen... Aye. If you did... And... Well, good, eh? Let it sit for a while.
My humble respects. I'll have a look at the wares. glad to be of help to you, good sir.
I guess we'll see if we're on site here.
What's that you got?
God and the Blessed Virgin.
I'm pretty stuck. You have to wait like a couple in-game days. Stop being like. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work because I'm hard classes.
sir. Greetings to you. At your service, sir.
I'm sorry.
Good day.
God bless. God be with you.
Huh?
I guess being covered in blood. I guess the sun goes down late in Bohemia. I think that quest is broken.
It looks like someone comes here to pray. It reminds me of the Valdensians.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Such a mess. It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Careful.
You're not allowed here.
Three. How many were there?
Off you go.
Vigatus?
Away, Kalish.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
That's it. Go now.
I wonder if I'll get caught later.
It happens. Just watch where you go next time.
word. Nobody turned up. Doors and windows shut. I couldn't see inside. And that guy who's fixing the building opposite wants more money for letting me watch from his scaffolding.
We will give him nothing. Nobody is going to turn up at that house anymore.
What if he complains?
Oh,
I doubt that. And if he does,
Good boy.
we will deal with him.
What next?
We will... Where have you been, Goy? They have been waiting for you.
I'm not stupid. It sounded suspicious to me.
And you just come straight to me? Among my people?
I wanted to take you by surprise.
Well, you managed to do that. I was expecting you to come to the courtyard. You do not look particularly cautious. If you had come on time, you would have faced quite an unpleasant meeting. That I can assure you. You're not the first to come looking for Lord Liechtenstein, and none of them had exactly good intentions.
So you want to kill me?
When you put it like that, admittedly it sounds pretty bad. But yes, we wanted to.
So what's changed?
While you were gone, I asked around about you. Somebody saw you at Zuchtol in the company of the Margrave. That is some highborn mensch. How do you know him?
That doesn't matter. Take me to Liechtenstein and you'll find out. He'll want to know too.
As you command, worthy sir. There is just one thing. Liechtenstein is in hiding, and I have my orders, regardless of who you are.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid you will have to wear special headgear for the occasion. A sack over your head.
Are you yanking my pizzle?
I am not. That's the bevel from Lord Liechtenstein. Nothing personal.
Well, it seems damn personal to me. First you want to kill me, now this.
You have nothing to be afraid of. If we wanted to kill you, we would not be talking now. Until Liechtenstein gives his permission, you're not allowed to know where he is hiding.
Whatever. Just get me...
So I guess if I would have went on time, they would have tried to kill me.
Wait. Who is that somewhere?
We will soon find out. Let us in.
Wenches or the neighbor's daughter, any dirt you can dig up. Off you go!
Is that Hans Capon?
Who have you brought now, Sam?
I'm not entirely sure, but he says he knows you and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
Of course. Henry. Lord Capon of Perkstein's page. We met on my visit to Rattay. He's all right.
Lord Capon's escort and bodyguard.
He doesn't like the term page.
But tell me, what brings you here?
Well, that's quite a long story, sir.
I've got plenty of time, and actually I enjoy long stories. You know why? Because they demand a lot of wine. Please, take a seat and tell me everything.
I have no idea who this guy is.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
In a word, badly.
Oh, how's that?
I hardly know where to start. I'm lucky to be alive. In any case, neither von Berghoff nor the League of Lords are planning to join Jobst.
Good God. I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes. But it was touch and go.
I like exciting stories.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman on the gallows for poaching?
Well, he looked more like a tramp than a nobleman at the time. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious. But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Not anymore.
You? Well done. Let's drink to that.
Death to the enemy.
What happened next?
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Bergov's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
You know him?
Of course I do. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
Turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused.
That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then.
I think it's fucking hilarious that her strategy
After
for
Zizka
everything
took
is
his
just...
prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side. And Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toth, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with
Kicked
you,
him right
I
out
see.
the window.
To happy... Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
Well, it could have been worse.
That's the way of the world. For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. Ah, if only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobst just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Ah, Jobst.
If we cause trouble for Sigismund, it could threaten his plans, he said. That's cowardice, if you ask me.
It's true I can take care of myself, but the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace. Even so, what brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon, whatever schemes Jobst is dreaming up.
And then...
And also, it's about your safety.
My safety?
You know, they tortured us. Zizka, Godwin and me. They asked about Jobst's plans and about you. I'd have held out, but Godwin... He told them where you were.
Where I am? In this city, you mean? That's not such a terrible betrayal. Gutenberg is a big city. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not that they have not tried. They almost caught you a couple of times. If it were not for my people.
That's true, of course. But I'm not going to bear a grudge. The executioner always gets what he wants. And if he hadn't, we wouldn't be talking right now.
Thank you. You don't know how much it means to me.
Don't worry your head over it. If I was tortured, I'd tell them everything I knew before the iron was hot.
Well, thanks.
But I'd regret it as well. I don't like pain, that's all. Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh, how's that?
Because you know how to do it. Don't you?
You have a lot of confidence in me.
Well, I don't have many options. Well then, am I right?
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where his captive will be.
Correct. Capon is at Malashov Fortress.
Well, it'll be tougher than I thought, but that can't be helped. I'm gonna have to get him out of there somehow.
I admire your keenness, but...
But that is the most insane idea I've heard so far today.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards, and I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home, and he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who will help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this Kunslin?
Sigismund seized his fortress, but, surprisingly, he let him keep his palace in the city. It's right next to the Italian court.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right, I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful. There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it. Danger is my daily bread these days.
Finally got past.
The Lords won't protect us.
Don't be coy. My wares will bring you joy.
A miscreant who couldn't keep his hands off other people's locks and purses. Gather round. Take a good look. This scoundrel bragged to the whole tavern that he had the nimblest fingers in the land. And
It
in the
wasn't
very
me.
same tavern,
Not
he
your
was caught
day, eh?
breaking into a cupboard and chests. He tried to steal the possessions of good people. But when he saw a watchman, the coward tried to flee. But he was caught when he slipped on some dung and had a very nasty fall.
Many scholars, with many aspiring to the office of parish priest. have not changed my answer. I will not sell you the rights to my mines. Not today, not tomorrow, nor in 100 years. You will not get your hands on my silver.
You forget I have influential friends. If you won't sell the mines, you'll lose them. Just like Malishov. Along with your life, if you defy me.
That's pretty threatening.
Mind your step. Two can play that game. Did you really think that I didn't know you were stealing the royal silver, eh? When your self-proclaimed king finds that out, your head will be on the chopping block.
Seize that traitor!
Are we about to squabble or what? Ooh. Ah.
Not another step.
You'll get yours too, turtle dove.
That's another threat. Ooh.
What are you waiting for? Can't you see? They're threatening the Royal Mint Master!
Can't switch outfits?
You?
Get him! I locked your ass off! I'll rip your ass open!
Christ!
Come and help me with this bastard!
You swine! You'll pay for that!
Hey, I need a hand here! You won't get me!
Hey!
Nice strike!
Swine! You'll pay for that!
We'll finish.
You know that. Slice it up! You got it! I'll rip your ass off!
Damn. They gave me a going over. Good thing you showed up, lad.
You alright, sir? Looks like you took some hits.
It's just a scratch.
Papa! My God! You're hurt!
I'm all right. What the hell was that, Rosa?
I saved your life. Didn't you notice?
We would have been in the right if you hadn't taken the shot. Now we have the blood of the king's men on our hands. Do you have any idea what this means?
Was I supposed to let one of Sigismund's lackeys insult us in our own home?
And you thought this was a better solution?
You know what? Let's just leave it be. I don't want to argue in front of the young man here. Apologies for the mess, stranger. There aren't usually so many corpses strewn about our courtyard.
I should be the one apologising. Some of it is my handiwork.
It won't be your concern, though. I promise. We'll call the guards and tell them what happened. That Ulrich Vavak and his men attacked us for no reason.
You think that will make them let us off the hook?
Not for free. But knowing young Plimo, the commander of the guard, I'm sure he won't refuse my coin. But back to you, lad. Who are you? And why have you graced us with your visit?
I'm Henry of Scallis, squire to Lord Capon of Perkstein.
Pleased to meet you. Conslin Routard. And this feisty creature here is my daughter Rosa.
Like father, like daughter.
Why did your master send you to me, Henry?
He didn't, sir. Unfortunately, he's in enemy captivity.
We're sorry to hear that.
But I plan to rescue him, and I believe you can help me with that.
We can? How?
Lord Capon is held at Malashov.
Our Malashov? I don't envy him. I was planning on fixing the roof before they took it from us. It's full of leaks. I doubt its new master will lift a finger to do anything about it. But tell me, why would I meddle in matters that don't concern me?
It's your noble duty to help me.
I know of no such duty. I have no ties to Lord Capon's family.
Except for his squire saving your neck just now.
I suppose you're right. But to get involved in something as dangerous as freeing a captured nobleman in a territory conquered by Sigismund?
We have to do something to help. I know it's dangerous.
Dangerous? It's madness. What if somebody finds out?
Does it really matter?
It certainly does, lad. I'd only end up with my head on the chopping block. And I don't even want to think about what they'd do to Rosa.
That's true. As long as Vavak's breathing down our necks, we have to be careful.
Who is he, anyway?
Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus. The new mint master appointed by Sigismund himself. He's had it in for us ever since he took over the office. He's been pressuring me to hand over my mining rights. It seems he'd like to see me reduced to a beggar. And now we've killed his men. The king's men. I'll have to reach deep into my pocket to get out of that. Like Rosa said, lad, as long as Vavak is around, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
I like the first option. It's like, should I kill him?
Then let's get rid of Vavak. He must have some weakness, right?
There may be one. It's obvious Vavak is getting richer than his office warrants. There are rumors going around that he's stealing the king's silver. He even uses it to mint counterfeit groschen, using a fake dye. If Sigismund were to find out, he'd have him executed at once, regardless of his noble blood.
Then why hasn't Sigismund heard about it?
Simple allegations aren't enough to charge someone with such a serious crime. We need evidence.
But how do we find it?
Some of the silver goes missing somewhere along the way to the mint. And we have to find out where.
Find out? But how? They don't let just anyone into the mines and smelting works.
You're right. Only authorized people are allowed in. Fortunately, we have an ally. My friend Peter of Pisek. They ousted him from the mint master's office, but his brother Christian remained in the Italian court. He wanted to become the mint master himself, but because of Vavak, he had to settle for the steward's office. He hates him even more than we do on account of it.
And that's saying something.
Christian and I were just talking about his suspicions. He'd welcome any dirt you can dig up on Vavak, just as much as I would. If you go to him and ask for help on my behalf, I'm sure he'll accommodate you. I'll help you free Lord Capon in exchange for evidence of Vavak's fraud. That's fair, isn't it?
All right. It's a deal. I've already met Peter of Pisek, and I know he can be trusted. Let's hope the same goes for his brother.
Excellent. You'll find Christian and Horshan at the estate near the mines. Tell him the password, Via Argentum, the pot of silver. He'll know who he's dealing with. But be careful, both of you. This is our last chance to stop Vavak.
We'll be praying for you. Take care of yourself, stranger. I hope you come back to us soon.
Arms are not just the tools of their trade. These days, we need to rely on ourselves. The lords won't protect us.
Well, that sort of talk is dangerous.
And we did that. We finally got past Into the Darkness. Met some new characters. That's pretty cool. I think I played like the last 10 hours without. I think it's this amount of time to end the game.
You ever came master, eh, Mutt?
Do I do I want to be a more effective killing machine, or do I want to have more virtual Riz? I guess I could have done that a long time. How am I? I just think they were gonna get.
God grant you health.
Woman.
Hey, you! Who are you?
You're a Christian of Pisek?
I am. What do you need?
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me. About Via Argentum.
I see. But I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunzling. I haven't made much progress regarding the matter we discussed. I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always someone following me around.
Have you found out anything at all?
Just rumors. And those are useless. What's your name?
Henry.
All right. Listen up, Henry. Nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game. If Sir Kunsling trusts you, you could help me in my investigation.
Well, that's actually why I'm here.
Excellent. Excellent. You don't happen to come from a family of miners or smelters, do you?
My father was a blacksmith.
It's a fine craft. But it won't teach you much about silver mining and processing. I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow me, please. We need to talk somewhere in private.
So I may have wasted this.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. I like that. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means it would be best to discreetly inspect all operations and find out where the problem is. First of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day, right?
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular day. For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it mined out.
So, I'm supposed to ask about the Feast of St. Petronilla?
It was just a few days ago. I reckon it'll be fresh in their memory. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch. They might not be very forthcoming at first, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like calling each other Sonny, however old they are. But you'll hear for yourself. You should pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining, or perhaps a nobleman interested in buying a mine. Or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job. It's up to you.
I reckon I could pose as a curious scholar.
Suit yourself. Just don't change your story so you don't arouse suspicion. But to the point, each day 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first shift is led by Frank, the second by Paul, and the third by Samko. You'll have to ask each one of them how many corves they mined. Samko's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal, allowing you free movement within the mine.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? I reckon they must be wondering where I am by now. Once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. We'll compare that number to the entry in the mine book. And don't forget, don't draw attention.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground and processing it, to minting silver coins. Silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it and get it to the surface. The chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer estimates the purchase price of the ore for the smelter. The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed in a stamp mill before it can be purified by roasting. Roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver. Silver is then cast into rods about as thick as your little finger.
Who owns the silver that's mined here?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expected to worry about mining. So he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgergau. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of the pure silver from the smelting works. That's the royal tithe.
By the way, I've had the honor of meeting your brother, Peter.
Well, well. Small world.
He was a great help to us at Sukhdol.
Even though we had some disagreements, I respect him for everything he succeeded in doing. If it weren't for him, I'd never have been able to do what I do.
Careful! Greetings.
Foreman Frank?
What you looking for, Sonny? Can't you see we're hewing?
Sir Christian of Pisek sent me. I'm a student at the university in Prague. Henry, I'm writing a treatise on silver mining.
I didn't know you scribblers were interested in us ordinary yakkers, but you can't just amble around. You'll cap your creels.
I just have a few questions.
The more we gab, the less we gar. But make it snappy, man. What do you want to know, like?
How exactly do you mine ore?
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakka graft, kid ya? You take a kevil and ding away at the rock till it crumbles. And if you keep ganning at it for a couple of years and don't croak from the stithe, then you'll keel over from exhaustion or get scrushed by the ceiling of the road you're hewing.
What is the work of a miner really about?
What's it about? Bugger all, kidder. No great shakes. We gans through the roads, Bella, hewing off from rock in the dark and breathing in the stithe.
How do you get the ore outside?
Same way it's hewed, in the dark and in coves. On top of that, you spend a lot of the bloody time on all fours. Once you get out by with the corf, you get a tally, and you can get back in by.
I wonder, how much do you mine in a day?
That depends on how much ore you howk out of this or that face. It varies.
How much did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Listen, kidder. Aren't you a bit too curious? Why do you need to know that for? Them numbers won't be useful to nobody.
I really need to to know it for my work. My treatise won't be complete without it. Est rerum omnium magister usus. Experience is the best teacher. And you have that experience.
Aye, well, a clever head but a gawk-handed, eh? Alright, I'll tell ya. It was a good gar on the feast of St. Petronilla. Our yakkers hewed 36 corves.
Thanks.
Farewell, my friend.
Are you Foreman Paul?
Hey! You walk like a ghost, kidder. You gave me a bit of a fright there. Hold on. I don't know ye. Who are you? And what are you doing so deep in the pit?
My name's Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I'm a student at the university in Prague, and I'm writing a thesis on the life and lot of miners. Are you praying? Why?
The day before the feast of St. Petronilla, a kidder was hawking here. Young Jaybird, a young'un, still wet behind the ears. We dinged the berg, set it ablaze, all good. He took a mell, battered the fault, and the props spangued out. It all came crashing down on him. Done him right in it did.
That's awful. Sorry about your friend.
He weren't just me marrow. He were my blood. I raised him from a nipper since my sister died. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was strong as a horse. Wouldn't it take no like? And now, how can he forgive myself?
Come on, it wasn't your fault. Accidents happen. It's God's will.
I suppose you're right. Will you pray with me for his soul one last time?
Aye, I'll pray with you.
You're a canny lad. Repeat after me. Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper,
Almighty
tin,
and merciful
iron,
God,
and
our
all
Father,
ores and metals.
you are the giver
I
of
ask that you
gold,
bless me
silver,
brother who has died in
bronze,
this mine.
copper,
And may
tin,
the holy angels
iron,
save his soul from
and all
damnation.
ores and
Bring
metals.
his soul to
I ask that
eternal
you bless
glory
my
through
brother
our Lord,
who has
our
died in
Saviour
this
and
mine.
Redeemer, Jesus
And may your
Christ.
holy angels save his
Amen.
soul from
The angel of the
damnation.
Lord declared
Bring his
unto
soul
Mary
to eternal
that she
glory
conceived the Holy
through our
Spirit.
Lord, our
Amen.
Saviour and Redeemer,
Mary said,
Jesus
Behold,
Christ.
and the handmaid
Amen.
of the Lord, be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary. Pray for us, our holy mother.
So, are you going to answer me now?
Aye. Thanks for praying with me. Ask about out.
What is the work of a miner about?
What it's about? It's about hewing the face and hauling the ore to the bank in corves. Over and over again. Proper graft, that. Can be real dodgy, mind. Might even do you in.
Are deaths in the mine common?
Aye. But every death in the shaft is a waste. Whether it's in a crumple or black damp. Unfortunately, we still bury a yakker or two a month, you know. That's life, like.
So how many corves did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
That weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood for ganning on after what happened to Jaybird. But even so, we managed to hawk 30 corves.
That's all I need to know.
If you say so, Mara.
And get out.